Okay, boys and girls, let's go over your flashback for today. This is the fourth 9 weeks, week 3, day 2. Okay, if you look up here at your directions, you are told to use substitution to answer the following ACT Quality Core multiple choice questions. So all of these are dealing with the skills that we learned yesterday about substitution. Now they are numbered based on the way I took them off the website, so they're not in order. So the first one is numbered number 2, and it says, what is the value of y for the solution to this system of equations? So equation 1 says y equals 3 over 2x plus 7, and equation 2 is x equals negative 6. If I graph that, that would be a vertical line crossing the x-axis at negative 6. So I simply take the negative 6 and come over here and substitute it for the value of x in the first equation. So I have y equals 3 over 2, replace the x with negative 6 plus 7. Then I follow order of operations and simplify, and I get the value of y equals 2. So your answer is choice A. The next one, which is numbered number 6, says what's the solution to this system of equations? Your first equation, 3x plus 3y equals 6, that's written in standard form. Your second equation is currently solved for y equals x minus 2. So we can substitute the x minus 2 in the place of y in the first equation. So that's what I've done here. You recopy the 3x plus 3, in parentheses place the x minus 2 equals 6. Now we want to solve for x. So use the distributive property. 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Then I combine like terms. 3x and 3x is 6x. Bring down the rest of the problem. Now I just have a two-step equation to solve. Add 6 to both sides. Bring everything down. Divide by 6 on both sides. I get x equals 2. However, we want the complete solution, so we're only halfway finished. If I know x is 2, let's take this value and let's substitute back into the second equation. Instead of x, let's put in positive 2, which I've done over here. So y equals 2 minus 2, and that is 0. So if x is 2 and y is 0, that goes with choice D. If we look at problem 12, it says what is the xy solution to this system of equations? So again, we've got to have x and y. Now notice our first equation, 3x minus 5y equals 11, is standard form equation. The second one is solved for x. X equals 3y plus 5. So take the 3y plus 5 and substitute that for the x variable in the first equation, which I've done here. So I recopy the 3, substitute the 3y plus 5, then recopy the minus 5y equals 11. That comes from right here in the first equation. Then I want to do my distributive property. Multiply what's outside times what's inside. So 3 times 3y gives me 9y. 3 times 5 is 15. Bring down the minus 5y equals 11. Then combine your like terms. The 9y minus 5y. 9 take away 5 is 4. So I have 4y. Bring down the rest of the problem. Then you have a two-step equation to solve. Subtract 15 on both sides. Bring everything down. Divide by 4 on both sides. You get y equals negative 1. Now that I know that y is equal to negative 1, I'll take that value and substitute that into the second equation in the place of y, which I've done here. So I have x equals 3 times negative 1 plus 5. Use your regular order of operations to solve, you get x equals 2. So if x is 2 and y is negative 1, that matches with choice C. And then the next problem, which is number 7, again, what's the solution xy to the system of equations? This is a more difficult problem because as you see, the first equation, 4y minus 5x equals 20, is in standard form. But the next one is also in standard form, x minus 2y equals 2. So for me to use substitution, one of these equations has to be solved for one of the variables. So the easiest thing to do is to solve the second equation for x, because x has the invisible coefficient of 1. So that's my first step. As you can see here, I'm going to rewrite the second equation, x minus 2y equals 1. And to solve for x, let's add 2y to both sides. Bring down the x. Cancel out the 2y's. Bring down the 2 plus 2y, so I get x equals 2 plus 2y. So all I've done is taken the second equation and solved it for x. Now that I know the value of x shown here, I can substitute that into the first equation. So I've got 4y minus 5, replace the x with the 2 plus 2y, equals 20. So that's what I've demonstrated here. So in parentheses, put the 2 plus 2y. Then I want to distribute. So negative 5 times 2 is negative 10, and negative 5 times 2 again is negative 10y. Now combine your like terms, your 4y and your negative 10y combine to give me negative 6y. Bring down the negative 10 equals 20. Now you have a two-step equation to solve, so add 10 to both sides, bring everything down, divide by negative 6 on both sides, you get y equals negative 5. Now that I know the value of y, take that and substitute it back into this equation where I solved for x. So we're going to replace the y with the negative 5. So I have x equals 2 plus 2 times, there's my negative 5. Use your regular order of operations. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10, and then 2 minus 10 is negative 8. And there is my x coordinate. So that would go along with choice D. X is negative 8 and y is negative 5.